In this never-ending palace intrigue, this Game of Thrones BS that seems to surround Laker basketball, the knives are out for Russell Westbrook. But is it fair to blame the former MVP for everything that goes wrong? I'm James. This is your daily dose of sports and snark for Los Angeles. This is Faithful Angelinos. Now, it's good to be back with you. It's not good to be back in Des Moines where I work. We'll get to that in a little bit. If you've liked what you've seen over the last couple of weeks with us, feel free to clickety-clack the like button, clickety-clack the subscribe button. There's a notification bell. It'll let you know when the new video arrives. Trying to drop one at about 9 a.m. West Coast time every day. Sharing is caring. Let people know we exist. Feel free to share the video on your social media feeds and comment. I'm not God. I don't know everything. So before we get to the main topic, yes, back in Iowa. And I'm here to tell you, I don't know how anyone can spend any time in Des Moines and be an atheist, because this place is hell. I just can't. If I tried to tell you everything going on about this place, I wouldn't have any time for the sports. But I will tell you this, after the tape, I'm going to have a nice hearty breakfast at a restaurant next door called Eat Pork. What happened in sports in LA yesterday? Well, what I can tell you is Andreas Athanasiou scored twice to lead the LA Kings to a 3-0 victory over Buffalo. The Knicks, boy, did they humble the Clippers last night, 116-93. And in addition to that, LAFC scored a stoppage time goal. They pull within a draw of Portland 1-1. Today, the Kings also take the ice again. They're going to play the Bruins at 4 p.m. And the Lakers will play the Spurs. That is a game at 5:30 p.m. There are no major transactions or rumors that we can chat about today. That's okay, because we still got enough to talk about with the Lakers. The Lakers are a fascinating team. Whether they're good or frankly whether they stink. And let's be real, they stink this year. They tried to rebuild the team, as everybody knows, during the offseason by sending a few players over to get Russell Westbrook. Players people liked. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope and Kyle Kuzma. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I am a Russell Westbrook fan. I do realize he's mercurial, he's streaky. He wins the MVP in 2017, but he's never been able to drag a team to a title. I've seen him take over games, just flat out, just dominate. And I've wanted him with the Lakers for quite a while, prior to LeBron's arrival. Okay, prior. So it's not working. Magic even went so far as to label it as probably the worst Laker trade in history. That is wrong. We detailed that why in yesterday's clip. You can go see for yourself. But why is it not working? Well, a lot of people have started to point to Russell Westbrook's age. He's 33 years old after all. I don't think so. I don't think it's because of his age. I don't think his body, because one, his body's not breaking down. He hasn't been missing games. He's not injured now. As a matter of fact, I'd even go so far, a lot of people say this is a young man's game. I disagree. I think the NBA is an old man's game, because after all, you can barely hand check. If you get away with it, it's not a physical game. So it's not taking the major toll on your body it once was. If you're good, you can have a lengthy, productive career. Just look at LeBron. He's 37. He put up 56 a couple of nights ago. No, I think the reason that it doesn't work in LA is strategic. It's because Russell Westbrook doesn't get to play the pick and roll with Anthony Davis. And it's not just because Anthony Davis is hurt now. Even when Anthony Davis is healthy, he doesn't get to pick and roll. Because LeBron gets to pick and roll with Anthony Davis. Now, if you don't watch a lot of basketball, let me give you a layman's explanation of what a pick and roll is, okay? They don't call basketball plays like they do in football. They don't huddle up or that kind of stuff during the game. Normally what you'll see is the point guard, he'll bring the ball up the court and he's scanning. And he's looking for a mismatch, somebody that he can get an easy shot off of. And normally it's the center of the opposing team. So he'll start waving over his center, waving over his power forward, and dribbles quickly past him. And in the ensuing collision of players, theoretically, somebody's going to go try to take the dribbler normally it's a mismatch. It's the player that the guard saw down the court. He intentionally wants that mismatch so he can create an easier shot for him or an easier shot for his teammate. And LeBron has been known to do this a ton. It's very popular, not just with LeBron, but across the NBA. Data analyst website 538 in December broke down how popular this very fundamental play is. In one game in November between Utah and Atlanta, they had 120 pick and rolls. 120. Not a lot of variety in play calling in the NBA. So, did you know that Oklahoma City Thunder led the league repeatedly in pick and rolls in the last decade, a couple times? Who was their point guard? Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook. He would signal for Steven Adams or Enes Kanter, and they'd run the pick and roll. And if there wasn't a mismatch created in the ensuing collision, it would probably draw a double team. And that would leave Kevin Durant open, and Westbrook would feed the ball to Durant, and Durant would have an open shot. That's what made Kevin Durant so popular. I mean, not that he couldn't play. Of course Kevin Durant can play. But that's where he made his reputation. And of course, obviously goes on to the Golden State Warriors, wins a couple of rings, and then goes off for his massive payday with the Brooklyn Nets. Now, not every team runs the pick and roll. I mean, for a while, the Lakers didn't run a pick and roll. They didn't do it with Kobe and Shaq. But after Shaq left and the Lakers acquired Pau Gasol, watch those highlights. You're going to see a lot of pick and rolls with Kobe and Pau. The triangle disappeared. Now, 538 also wrote that LeBron's most frequent partner in the pick and roll when the Lakers are healthy is Anthony Davis. James eviscerates the switch, 538 wrote. By the way, as a side note, the word eviscerate, can we just ban that word now in terms of sports or politics? I see that all the time online. So-and-so eviscerate so-and-so. No, you didn't. Nobody had to scoop up entrails off the court, okay? Just call it for what it is. He got a super open shot. Eviscerate. You don't need to get disgusting. So anyway, you have LeBron and you have Davis. And Russell Westbrook is out there just twiddling his thumbs because LeBron keeps running the pick and roll with Davis. You're taking the best weapon from Russell Westbrook and taking it away because he doesn't get to pick and roll. And now you're asking him to reinvent his game like that. It doesn't work that way, even with MVPs. So I think that's literally what's made it a bad matchup. And even now, with Anthony Davis out, he messed up his ankle a couple of weeks ago, they pushed LeBron to play the center. The Lakers are playing small ball. Well, the pick and roll doesn't really work as well when there's small ball involved. So no matter what's happened, Westbrook has his opportunity to create open shots taken away from him. And as a result, the Lakers have suffered all year long. And definitely their fans, because he doesn't have a defined role. There is no defined role for Russell Westbrook to create his own shot. So anyway, if you're looking for a reason why Lakers basketball is fundamentally unwatchable, it's because you can't have multiple players running the pick and roll or trying to run the pick and roll. It's usually the guy bringing the ball up the court, which in the Lakers' case is going to be LeBron, and the center or the power forward. Westbrook is none of those things. So I realize that's a happy note for a Monday morning, but Monday mornings aren't meant to be happy anyway. Can we just be real about that? Feel free to comment on this, because I know a lot of people claim that they know everything about basketball, and I'm perfectly willing to hear you out. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think so. Not on this one. So I think I'm going to go and have a nice hearty breakfast over across the street at Eat Pork. That'll be a wonderful start to the day. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe. Love to see you. We have been adding subscribers over the last week. Thanks for watching. We'll be back tomorrow. Different topic, different games. Faithful Angelinos is a Quien Corta El Queso production. I'm James. Take care.